Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, welcome to the next episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, Season 2, Episode 12. Last week we watched The Tale of the Magician's Assistant, and that episode was okay. I think the first half of the episode was quite slow, when it was just about the boy meeting the magician guy, and becoming like his assistant, and learning the tricks for that kid's party. It was fine, it was enjoyable as TV, but as an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, it only really got good in the second half. Kind of as the boy first stole the wand to use it as magic to clean up the trailer, and all the stuff after that when we learned about Nazrak and the lady appeared and we turned out that it was evil and Nazrak came out in the cloak. All that stuff was quite cool, and it was nice to see Nazrak in the various different forms that it took in. And it had some really cool effects, like when the mum was like floating in the air like Evil Dead 2, like in the house. That was cool. And yeah, it was good. It wasn't my favourite episode because actually the first half was kind of slow. I just liked elements of the ending, but overall the episode itself wasn't my favourite. This episode is the tale of the hatching. Now, this episode used to scare the crap out of me as a child. I know when I watch this, I always talk about what I remember and what I don't from being younger, and this one in particular, I remember most of the storyline, I think, but I remember it being scary as a kid. Will I find it scary as an adult? We'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited to jump into it because of my memory of it that it was so scary. So we'll see. Let's jump into the tale of it hatching. If you enjoyed this reaction, please let me know down in the comments below what you thought. Subscribe to my channel for future Are You Afraid of the Dark reactions, because we're almost through series 2, and I'll do a wrap up at the end of the season. And there's a link to my Patreon down below if you want to watch the next 2 weeks of episodes as well. Everything okay, Dave?
Why don't you just tell them?
What's the matter? Poor Davey upset about something?
That's why.
Oh, Frank, leave him alone. He's upset.
His family moved across town and he had to change schools.
Oh. Being a new kid at school is horrible. It's genuinely horrible.
You'll get used to it.
People are not nice in school.
I figured I might as well make the best of this.
Okay, David Week. Let's
So
go.
I came up with a story.
But yeah, being new at a school is scary on a good day. Whereas I know what's coming on this one, that's even worse.
Called a tale.
The hatching. Doggo! I remember that now. It starts the episode with the dog getting hurt, which is I'm not a fan of. I love dogs so much.
Was supposed to be one of the best boarding schools around.
Well, I think we should go and try and find the tailors. Come on.
She is dressed pretty much exactly like
Augie
that
and
girl
Jazz
from Hungry
had never been to a
Hounds.
boarding
The
school, and they weren't too happy.
what's she
about it.
called? The friend.
If they had only known what was waiting for them, they
Sunglasses
never
and all.
would have set foot inside.
It's very fancy for a boarding school.
It's a very well-known, highly respected... Oh my God. What was that?
None of your business.
Who are you?
Her parents.
Strangers.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It was just a nightmare.
Oh, so you shouldn't really run into...
Marie?
She's a foot.
I
I've
knew
seen that
I should
actress
have
before.
left you alone
The girl.
here, poor dear.
Yeah, you should just run into a random girl's bedroom or
Mr.
dormitory.
Mrs. Wilson.
She was having a nightmare.
Marie's been running a fever. We believe an orderly environment is essential to the learning process.
What's with the buzzing?
It's our tone system. It signifies the end of classes, meal times, wake-up calls,
Hmm.
just about everything.
Different.
I'm pretty sure it has
for
a...
different events.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
And
right.
the
Like you'd
tones are
know
soothing,
that though.
Not like the typical jangling bells in most schools.
It's gonna have another
We were adopted.
Now,
meaning.
if we can...
Mr. Taylor,
Calm down.
are you alright?
He's a monster.
Yes.
But for some reason, that high-pitched sound does something to him.
Why do you always accept things without a fight?
Because things happen for a reason, and I understand that.
Yeah? What's the reason that guy went nuts in there? Did one of his little tones tell him to freak out?
No, he had a headache.
Headache.
I got it like these two, even though they're very stereotypical. One's a geek, one's a rebel.
Jack, it's only for 6 months. We can have
6 months at a boarding school?
Mom and Dad.
That's
Yeah. well,
horrendous
not really. Just
parenting.
lame one uniform.
Oh, what is that food? It looks like whipped cream. It looks disgusting.
What's this?
Sponge.
Oh, sponge.
Like what you're clean with?
No, sponge with the U. It's great. Try it.
Sponge. That looks kind of creamy.
There was something just a little bit off about the Black Book School. Like, some very strange rules.
Willie! We've talked about this before, young man.
Oh, because he doesn't like the high pitched sounds. What I don't remember is what they're actually doing to the kids. I remember elements of what's coming up, but they're obviously feeding them something in the sponge, training them with the alarms. Intrigued.
Are you nuts?
Excuse me?
Don't let anybody see this.
I'm not bothering anybody.
Doesn't matter. You're not allowed to listen to music on school grounds.
After a couple of weeks, they got used to the rules. Things took a strange turn.
Yeah, I think this is what I remember mostly. Yeah, so whatever's in the sponge is obviously making them more kind of like, not drones, but you know what I mean, where they all can just follow orders. Because these two haven't eaten it, they're got free will. Oh. I remember the green light as well, because it was just such a prominent colour in this episode. I think it comes in quite a lot throughout the whole thing, but it was just something that my memories of these kids that are like clones, the green light, and then I think there's like eggs and stuff coming up. Oh, it's so weird. Yeah, the eggs say weird. Oh, yeah, I know, that's pouring all the stuff in. This used to freak me out.
This is wrong.
I think
We've got to get
it's naturally scary by being in a boarding school
Such a chicken.
from someone who just went to a normal school, and then obviously all this weird stuff. Oh, yeah.
Pets?
Stop saying it now.
I told you not to scare me like that.
It's interesting that no one's reacting to them too.
This is
Are
incredible.
the teachers not overseeing
It's like
it?
they're all hypnotized.
There's gonna be something alive in there, isn't there?
It's an egg.
Yeah, yeah. I remember now.
Excellent.
Yeah, these two are creepy because they're like controlling all these kids.
I knew they'd fit in.
Thank goodness. I didn't think they were eating their sponge.
They all do. It's just too good.
Smart
to
kids.
resist.
I wonder, are these monsters, or are they people that are serving a
Our work is finally
monster?
gonna pay off, my dear. The incubation is nearly complete.
Incubation.
Be alone much longer.
Oh, so they're trying to create another one of them?
The master is pleased. She's been patient these 100 years.
Her patience will soon be rewarded.
Okay, so they are monsters. Ah, I don't like that thinking. Oh, so they're monsters disguised as humans, working for a female
And our glorious
master.
future.
Are they aliens?
I don't know, and I don't care.
No,
All I
not
know is
they
we gotta
are.
get out of here and tell somebody.
We can't. They'll catch us.
It's not about telling your parents, they don't give a crap.
Look,
They just ban you for
all you
6
ever do is
months.
follow the rules. Well, the rules just went out of the window, pal. You talked me into staying here, and now you're gonna get us out. I am going to go get dressed.
I love her. I didn't think I'd like her at the beginning because she was just like so keen with the sunglasses on, but you know what? She's taking control of the situation.
Children,
Oh no!
naughty. You should
Oh,
be
no.
a sponge like all the others.
You're a monster.
Yes.
I wonder if we're going to see the master. 'Cause I have a memory that we do. I think. Oh! But, yeah, I have a good memory. I'm pretty sure we do see the master, and it's creepy as well.
The excitement's just begun.
I don't
Um,
like this.
We can
It's
hide
a lot of
here.
shoes.
They'll think we escaped and stop chasing
Is
us.
this where the master lives?
Your children should have eaten your sponge.
I'm afraid we can't let you out to tell our secret.
The last of a race that was doomed to extinction.
Oh.
Until now. Once the eggs are hatched, The children will serve another purpose.
Here comes the master.
Very few children have caused problems.
Do they get out of this? I
that are
can't
new to
remember.
them. But when they do, they always end up down here.
Oh, it just brings up memories of how... Oh my god, of how scared I used to be.
The lair of our master. And she hasn't eaten in days.
Oh. It's so well done. I can't even comprehend.
Bon appetit.
He can't stand.
So I think what they should have done is kept that monster in the background a bit. Close up, it's a little less scary, but in the background it was so scary. Oh. They died as well. But what about all the eggs? What about all the eggs?
I may be a chicken, but I'm smart.
I like these two. I found them quite likable characters, which is unusual for You Afraid of the Dark. So the eggs exploded as well. Okay.
Kit, this is like a dream. It is. And you're not gonna have nightmares anymore.
Is there going to be one egg still intact? Right, guys. Come on, that's clearly in the view of everybody. Go and smash that egg.
Where is it? Make sure to go straight home, guys. Because tonight's a school night.
Oh, Gary, you're such a hoot. Such a hoot. Okay, guys, that was the tale of the hatching, season 2, episode 12 of You Afraid of the Dark, and I love that episode. It's definitely in my top 3 of the season so far. I mean, there's only one more left. Whether it's the top, I need to have a think about, because there's a couple of contenders for the top spot. This is definitely one of them. Part of it is a nostalgia, because I used to love this episode as a child. I watched it multiple times. It used to scare the crap out of me, because I'm one of those weird kids that I liked scary stuff. So I found something that was scary when I was like just randomly watching You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon or whatever. If it was an episode that didn't scare me that much, I might skip it. But if it was like Tale of the Hatching or Midnight Madness or something like that, or dark music, I'd probably put it on. Maybe not dark music, because I don't remember that one too well. But this one definitely. I love this episode. I think it's brilliant. I think it's actually not just good in the Are You Afraid of the Dark sense, but I think this could be its own horror film. Like if they expanded on it. And it's genuinely creepy. So there's just the normal human fear of like a new school. Starting at a new school, being the new kid. Is always scary. And boarding schools I find scary. Maybe because we don't tend to have a lot of them in the UK, that I'm aware of. I've never been to one. So just going to a school where you have to live there, away from your family, is scary in itself. Although this family, like the mum and dad were just like, yeah, we're going away for 6 months. Speak to you once a week. Bye. And not even speak to you, but letters, whatever. So these people don't even want to speak to them on the phone or anything. So yeah, the bad parenting. And so there's that just normal fears of new schools and boarding schools, being away from home. And then it just adds in the supernatural stuff of this weird school with weird food that's unexplained, alarm systems that don't make a lot of sense, that there's something more sinister going on. The 2 teachers that we saw, just something off about them. And then when we hit the night time, when the kids were finally awake and the alarms went off, it just then delved into another level of horror where all these kids were like drones and they were like taking care of these eggs, and then all the monster stuff started happening. I just think it's brilliant. I think that I like the 2 main kids, which is a primary thing that needs to really happen for a good episode. I feel like you need to like your main characters, and these 2 I really liked. I like the sister was a bit bratty at first, and the boy was kind of geeky, but then it kind of changed my opinion throughout. So I liked her more than him because she was the one that was like, look, let's take care of this. Let's get out of here. We've got to do this, whereas he wanted to just hide. So I like those. I like the 2 teachers. They were kind of creepy, but funny in equal measure, enough to make it work. Like, they were just had this creepy laugh and the way they walked and held themselves very proper. but was saying creepy stuff. And then one of the best scenes I think of the film is the episode is when the kids are locked in that cage, and there's the creepy bit where you can see smoke in the background. The teachers are at one end around these bars, and just the light comes up in the background, and we slowly see something crawling out of the darkness. I think that's brilliantly done. I genuinely think that's brilliant. I felt like when the monster got a bit close, it became less scary because it was very clearly animatronic. And even though we knew it was animatronic anyway, when it was quite far away in the dark and the smoke with a bit of light, you can kind of like suspend your disbelief, and it looked creepy. So again, there was an episode of Creeped Out that was quite similar, where they had a monster that when we saw little tiny snippets of it, it was creepy. But then when it actually showed its face quite obviously, didn't look as good. So actually, I thought it was a really creepy episode. I love this episode. Are you afraid of the dark? I hope you do too. I just generally think it's a really creepy story from start to finish, but with an open ending, which these good episodes usually have, like an open cliffhanger almost of what's going to happen next. So let me know down below what you thought of this episode in the comments, and if you enjoyed it or found it as scary as I did. I really hope you enjoyed it, because I thought it was brilliant. As always, guys, my name is Scott. Hope you're well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you enjoyed this reaction, please subscribe to my channel, leave some comments down below, so let me know what you thought. And there's a link to my Patreon if you want to watch the next 2 weeks of episodes, which for this series would be the final episode of series 2 and the ranking of every episode from series 2. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week for the next episode of You've Read the Dark. Bye guys, take care.